Last night, Lakers won. LeBron sat down, talked to our next guest, Chris Haynes, one-on-one after the game. So let's bring him in. NBA insider, covered the Warriors for ESPN, covered the Cavs for the Cleveland Plain Dealer, and last night was at the Lakers game. So, there is this video out there of LeBron a couple of games ago just stinking it up on the defensive end, and LeBron sees everything. These guys see everything. It was funny. I was talking to Odell Beckham the other day, and he says, I see everything. He goes, I hear everything. If I don't hear it, my friends send it to me. So these guys do hear everything. And LeBron undoubtedly went to social media and saw that video out there where he was hanging out, not playing defense. What did he say?
Well, but first let me say what you're not seeing, Colin, is that this week now I'm officially the best dressed guest you've had on this week.
You have surpassed Catino Mobley.
Okay,
have.
Okay, thank you. I want to make that clear first.
Sure.
But look, to LeBron, I asked him about, the criticism he's been receiving about his defense. Yeah. And he said, look, I hear it. He said, but look, if teams really do think I'm a liability and they believe that to be true, then come at me. He said, have the pick and roll switch. I'll get the guard. I'll guard him, and let's see what happens. He said, bring it on. And, he had a good defensive stop there against Drew Holiday late in the game last night, and, which he went and hit the dagger three-pointer. So, he takes that as fuel, but, he does admit that at times, he takes, he's not at his best all the time. Yeah. But he relishes the challenge.
Yeah. By the way, last night he was good. Last night he played very well. He had a great three-pointer late in the game and put all the numbers up and played better defense last night. The Kyrie Irving situation is an interesting one because we do have a history in the NBA. Is that Kyrie, John Wall, Westbrook, Marbury, there have been great, talented point guards, but they're not necessarily great within a structure or a system, nor do they always elevate teammates. We've got some empirical data on the on the Celtics with Kyrie this year and without him, and it's not great for him. They're 28-23 with him. They average 6 points less a game. They shoot a significantly better 3 and field goal percentage without him, and they pass more. Nobody's doubting his talent, or John Wall's, or Westbrook's, or Kyrie's, or Marbury, or Stevie Francis. I covered Damon Stoudemire. But Damon at times struggled because he was so talented within the structure of a coach's system. These numbers, everybody around the league in analytics is seeing these numbers. This is not a great look for Kyrie. They lost again last night.
Yeah, it's not, and he doesn't sound like he's having fun. Doesn't sound like he wants to be there at all.
Thank you.
So, look, I think obviously what is going on with that team dynamic is obviously some of the reasons why he's acting or responding the way he is right now, just being snarky with the media.
Yes.
Just being dismissive. But I've been around Kyrie. He gets like that. And I covered him when he was in Cleveland with LeBron.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Well, I've said this, Kyrie was always, for me, one of the toughest players to cover, because he would get in those moods to where if he's not feeling the environment, if he's unhappy, everybody's going to feel it.
Okay, so Ed, that's what Marcus Smart said the other night. He's like, we're not getting along. Yeah. We're not communicating. So you found Kyrie to be is moody fair.
More than fair.
Okay. So he was the moodiest player you covered.
Yeah, no doubt.
So now he's getting banged on by the media. He's struggling. People are blaming him. Did you find that he could pop out of that?
Well, look, he has a skill set that's undeniable. I still think he's one of the best, if not the best closer we have in this game. And so at the end of the day, winning cures all. And he said it last night. He just wants to get to the postseason where he can really shine. The problem is that if you're going through the course of the regular season where your team is not gelling, 9 times out of 10, that's going to transition into postseason play. Right. He's not going to be able to just turn that switch on and off. But the way he's acting right now is very disheartening. And, for the Celtics, they're not used to this. Brad Stevens is not used to handling the Eagles.
This is the first blip in their rebuild. Yeah. They got the right coach. They got the right picks. They got Jason Tatum. They got Gordon Hayward. This is the first blip.
Yeah, and it's bad timing. Kyrie's going to a free agency summer. So if the season ended right now, boy, I would be devastated if I'm a Celtics fan to figure out what Kyrie would do next.
Let's segue back to LeBron James when you sit and talk about him. Do you find that LeBron's in a place where, listen, injury may not make the playoffs. This is very foreign territory for the King.
Mm-hmm.
What's his mood like?
I don't think he realizes that this is a real possibility that he could miss the postseason.
Well, oh, really?
Yeah,
and you said yesterday you don't think they'll land AD.
I said no. I think I said next year. I think,
right.
I just think New Orleans, they can be hamstrung. I just think they can be deliberate in their pursuit of not getting AD to Lakers. That's why I say that. But I think with his success of, I think it's 13 consecutive postseason appearances by LeBron. Like, this is just unimaginable for a player like him. So I really do feel like he believes he's still the best player. I talked about in my story, I asked him about, will you know when it's time to pass the torch? He said, we'll see. He said, at some point you have to. So that let me know he still feels like he's the best right now. And that's why he thinks that he can get this team into that top 8. And so I think it's a real possibility because, look, Colin, I'll say this. Anytime a coach is changing the starting lineup late February, early March, that's a problem.
Luke Walton's doing that.
Luke Walton, that's a problem. You don't see that too often in the NBA. And so that lets you know there's some real concerns with that team.
Yeah, Kyle Kuzma last night started as a center.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I will say this, and I'm not going to blame anybody for this, but I have a source who I trust, and I think it's 10% Luke Walton is the coach next year and 90% he's not. When I'll say that, you react to it. I think 90% he's out. It would take getting into the playoffs, knocking off of Denver. It would take things I don't think this club is capable of.
I wouldn't dismiss that.
Okay.
I wouldn't dismiss
You don't disagree with me?
No, not at all.
If I said there's another coach out there, let's look at each other. Wavelength. Do you have in mind another coach for the Lakers next year?
Well, obviously. Tyronn Lue.
Okay. That's what I think.
Tyronn Lue. I mean, LeBron James, when the day Lue got fired, LeBron James put a tweet out, supporting him. You know how to contact me if you need me.
He did?
He did.
That's powerful. That's almost as powerful as that half-inch Kyler Murray got at the Combine today. That's the most powerful thing that's happened today. 5'9.5" to 5'10 and 1/8.
I mean, if they didn't measure his height, it wouldn't matter,
That's
all
true.
right. So, Chris Haynes, one-on-one last night with LeBron James. Good seeing you.
Thank you, Colin.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.